awesome game. A lot of fun down the stretch. Kids were excited, fans excited. I had to manipulate things a little bit to kind of get a dramatic end, but it was fun, a lot of fun.
Can you just give us your thoughts on the overall dynamic on this team right now going into the fall?
Well, we've got obviously some guys that left our team that really were significant, successful student athletes, served the community like profoundly, scholar, national scholar athletes, and so obviously people are going to say, well, what about Zimmer? I mean, how are you going to replace him? What about Vandelon? How are you going to replace him? Some of the others, Lampman and Dingle and Bennett and Antonio, and it goes on with the guys that really were significant players on our team from a credibility standpoint. And so the challenge isn't to replace those guys, because they're some of them just you can't replace them. But our challenge is to all of us to be stronger surrounding those positions. And so I thought today when the quarterbacks put the ball in the air, there were some receivers that went, wow, I mean, that guy looks dynamic. And so our receivers got to be better, our slots got to be better, our offensive line's got to be better, and then our running backs, and then our quarterback will be our quarterback, and it won't be, overwhelming for him. And the same with, replacing like Zimmer. It's like, nobody's going to be Justin Zimmer, but, there'll be four guys fighting hard to be as good as they can be to help our team be successful.
Coach, in that final 2 minutes, a lot of drama going on. What do you see from both sides, from both teams?
Well, yeah, I wanted to put us in that situation, so I started stopping the clock, which wasn't part of what was going to happen, and started granting timeouts and put the ball at the 40 at the end there for Trevor's group to see if they could drive down. I liked the fact that, we were able to complete a pass with the white team. Is that the white team that drove that way? Yeah, for the white team to complete a pass. Reggie Bell's a transfer. He completed it to Markel Hines for a touchdown, who's a transfer. And so, you want to make sure that, like, the new guys have a good sense of what we're doing. Not so much that we wanted them to be the guys to execute a play that, obviously put the team ahead, but force them into a situation where how do they handle pressure. And I thought that was great. And then Trevor's team came back down, started at the 40. They made plays. How good is Malik Taylor going to be with the ball in the air on a one-on-one, a 50-50 ball? Who's going to go get that ball? Is Malik going to be that guy? And he was able to be that guy today. I don't know if the replay might show up, but I don't know if Malik's catch on the sideline there was whether he was in bounds or not. I thought he was, standing from where I was, but he caught it. So, then it's up to the referee. But he was able to make the plays. Our quarterbacks were able to put the ball where they needed to be put for us to make plays. So all of those are huge scenarios in regards to the pressure you want to put on your guys to be successful under those situations. But I did go over at halftime and kind of yell at the defensive coaches to not, attack us so much so that the offense can get the ball flowing. So defense probably was better than offense today, and I expect that to be that way this year. Our defense has 9 returning starters back, so I really feel confident we're going to be a really good defensive team.
Did anybody really step up in terms of the quarterback battle with you guys?
No, I work with them every day. I'm the quarterback coach, and then I'm also obviously the head coach, and I'm the play caller, and so if I was in a situation where that situation today was a determining factor on who would be the guy, I'd be pretty shallow. I mean, we've been out here for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, and in the film room hours upon hours, and so it's a evaluation from the point of winter conditioning all the way through to a few days before the Ohio Dominican game, and everybody's going to have a shot to win that job, but the winner is going to win it, because we're not going to, that guy isn't going to be a guy that gets the job by forfeit. It's going to be somebody who wins that job. But honestly, I never told Jason he was going to be the starter this time of year. I told Trevor before his sophomore and junior year, I said, Trevor, go beat him out. He's like, he won the Harlan Hill, and go beat him out. And Trevor really practiced that way to beat Jason out. And at the end of the day, it made Jason better. So they're gonna have to battle each other for a while. What I love about it is they support each other. There's 5 of them that support each other and respect each other, and they try to help each other. And so at the end of the day, the guy that wins the job is going to be the best guy, and the other 4 are going to do everything they can do to help that guy be the best.
And how pleased were you in that final drive with your defense stepping up on the goal line?
Well, yeah, that's nice to see. Coach Brady wanted to kick a field goal, and which we would have under normal conditions, but we're not going to kick a field goal with the defensive rushing and the field goal team protecting live. So I really didn't want to do that, but obviously they could have kicked a field goal on air and won the game. But it was fun to see that kind of down the stretch to try to make plays. Coach Brady called a jet sweep. The defense really pursued effectively and closed Dion Earls out on that one. And they threw it to Malik. He caught it, but it might have been out of bounds. And so all those things are really dramatic things. And it's fun at the end because our kids were jumping up and down like they were, in the Super Bowl, which that's how kids are. And as I got them together on the side, I'm like, listen, in 30 seconds, nobody's going to care anyhow who won, red or white. We were going to give them filet mignon for the winning team and hot dogs for the losing team, but we just don't have the kind of money to get filet mignon. So they all get hot dogs.
With Trevor being the guy who got a lot of mop-up minutes last season, how would you assess his growth from last season to the 15 practices you just had?
Trevor's he's a gunslinger, so he's very capable of making big plays. He'll tell you, and he's standing here next to me, so there's no secret. He wants to improve on his decision making. If the physical nature of what he does is obviously it's good. I mean, he just needs to be more solidified in his decision making with a little bit more swag and confidence that the reads and the decisions he's making are good decisions, and just roll with it. And when he's free and easy like he was in some games, like he played middle of the second quarter against Lake Erie and drove us as well as Jason drove us, he's capable of doing that. So he's a seasoned guy. He was in my first recruiting class, so it's awesome that I got guys that have been here since I've been here, and so I've got quite a few of those. I think like 16 or 17 fifth-year guys that have been here in that first recruiting class, which is incredible because we had about a minute to make that class. I was knocking on Trevor's door in late January to try to get him to come here. So, yeah.
Does it make it that much special then?
Yeah, it's good. It's Corey Arnow, it's Kyle Thompson, Torrey Apple, a bunch of guys. It's just cool to see them out there with you. They're fifth-year guys, and they're kind of Kyle Kajawa. I mean, Chad Burnside. The list goes on and on. The guys that have been with me, Jalen Couch, that we recruited in that first thing, Shaq, of course, Sanders. So I'm just going off. I'm missing some, obviously, but to have all those guys be here as long as I've been here, and still with us and still fighting and doing effective things on the field and in the classroom and the community, that's incredible.
So you touched on the things he needs to improve on. What do you like about Trevor's game?
Well, he's a quick twitch guy, so he's a little bit quicker than Jason was. Obviously, he doesn't stand 6'4", 241, but not many of them do. But he's got a great release. He's certainly a very polished passer, and he can run the ball, but he's not the durable Terminator that Jason Vanderlaan was, nor is anybody that I've ever seen in the history of college football. So.
And how has Reggie been fitting in with the team, and what's it like to get a Division I talent like him, and where do you see him going here?
Yeah, Reggie's very gifted. He's the fastest quarterback. I think everybody can see that. He's a quick twitch guy. He's really picked up things quite rapidly in regards to all the installs that we have and those kind of things. But obviously his challenge is just comfortability. just saying, okay, I know what I'm doing here. I'm going to execute this, and then, but I love, he's got some good instinct, and so I like a lot about what he offers, as well as the other guys. They've all offer kind of a little bit different thing, though. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like, well, what are you going to look for? But it's going to really sort out as time progresses who's going to be the guy that's ahead and leading this team, and against ODU. But the other thing is, it's a long season too. If Joe Blow becomes the quarterback, and there's 4 guys that are going to sit there and say, I got to be ready just in case. And that's the nature of team at every position. Everyone wants to talk about the quarterback. Running back, we got 5 guys there. Slots, Markel Hines rolled in there for a touchdown today. We were trying to protect him a little bit, not get him too many touches because he's been banged up a little bit. You didn't see Jamel Lockett. You didn't see Jawan Pollock, dynamic athletes. Shakur Sanders, you didn't see. Kenny Fye, you didn't see. So those are all dynamic offensive athletes, let alone Darko and Huckabee and guys like that have played on our defense for a lot of years.
So obviously you haven't seen the film yet, but what did you think about Reggie's drive there at the end where he was trying to put things together?
I have 4 college teammates here from way back in 1983, so I was visiting with them more than I was paying attention to the game. But I try to let my assistants run that game. I tell my players, I'm not really the coach. I don't want to stick my nose into things, and I didn't very much today. And so, but from what I saw from afar, I liked some of his plays. I liked the last one. I mean, he had to stick the ball into a tight spot to complete that pass. And I also like the fact we were able to, on both sides, roll. We're a no huddle team, and the huddle almost is awkward for us. And so having the spring game is kind of awkward because we stand around and we talk a little bit and we stall in the huddle, and we don't want to have a million plays where, if that was an hour and a half period where we were scrimmaging and we were doing it with no huddle, our pace would have been so fast, our guys would have been overtaxed by the number of plays that they played. So I didn't want that, and so consequently we kind of stall a little bit. But I liked once we had to pick it up that everyone was really kind of getting going and getting set and executing plays.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your thoughts.
Thank you.
Well, Trevor, spring practice started in March, and here we are at the spring game. What was the spring practices like for you to prepare for this game here tonight?
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work. We put in the time, watched the film, got on the practice field, and got drilled all day. It was really a great experience. We learned a lot. It was nice to be able to get in depth more with our offense and really understand what Coach Annese is trying to expect from us. And then it was really nice to be able to compete with the other 5 that are, competing for the same job. It was it's a battle every day. We have fun going out to practice and everything like that, and we really enjoyed it. The spring game just kind of culminates all of our hard work, and we just kind of are out there to support each other and hope everyone does well.
How did you feel out there in terms of comfortability with your receivers and progressing as a player?
I felt real comfortable out there. We've been working with those guys, like Malik Taylor. He was in with me a lot of times during the year. We're on the same page a lot of the time, and it's just great. And then building the relationship, the chemistry with the other young guys, it was nice throughout these past spring practices. It was really, really easy to get on the same page with them because they all know what we expect.
And in terms of throwing the deep ball, you had a couple of completions today deep. How did that feel to connect with your receivers?
It was good. I missed one, late in the third to Malik, but it was nice to be able to air the ball out again. Teams like to stack us up a little bit, so it's nice to, be able to threaten them deep and just let them, let the ball ride a little bit.
What was going through your mind on that final drive?
Honestly, I just wanted to get into a position where we could score points, take risks when I needed to, but mostly just move the ball and just understand what our situation was.
Do you think he was in bounds on that last play?
Oh, absolutely.
Playing last season a little bit, playing behind the legend of Jason, what did you learn from last season that's going to help you win this job this year?
When you're behind a guy like Jason, he really understands the game and the philosophy of what we're trying to expect, and just being able to converse with him between series and what he sees out there, between what I see on the sideline, and just be able to have a dialogue between what's going on and what he's seeing really helped me as a player to understand what defenses are trying to do to us and allowed me to help him and see what page he's on. So it was really awesome experience to sit behind a guy like that. You really learn a lot.
And how would you assess the last 15 practices of your game?
I thought I did pretty well. We're out there competing every day. Every once in a while you have a bad day here and there, which it happens. Nobody's perfect, but we just got to make the best out of that experience. And I felt like as a whole, the quarterback group grew up in those 15 practices.
So can you explain the hair then?
I've been growing it since my freshman year. All the other quarterbacks when I started were clean cut, and I just wanted to be the different guy and just kind of let it roll after that.